Hey, I want to talk about a name and branding. You know, it's important when you're a podcaster, when you're trying to do something like this. You want to come out strong. Branding is a bunch of stuff. It defines who you are. It can build trust. It can create lasting emotional connections with your audience. Is what you're trying to do. Now, you were branded with a name, and sometimes your name isn't as strong. You know, you've done some stuff in your life that you don't want everybody to know. But you can pick a name for your company. You can pick a name for your business. You can pick a name for your project, and that thing can take on a life of its own. I picked a rose for this one, and it didn't start off this way. If you remember when I first started my journey 4 years ago, it was Spoon and Spoonville and music by Spoon. And then I found out there was a band, not real popular right now. It's kind of like out of favor. It's still around, I think, called Spoon. And I thought about the whole blues connection and having a funny name, and people kind of gravitated toward it. But I felt silly. I really did. Especially at my stage in life right now. I wasn't really feeling to be silly. I mean, even though you want to be entertaining, everything I had was legit, but I wasn't feeling it. So I picked a new logo, and this new emblem comes with a name. I picked Bluesician. It's not the first time somebody said it. I heard an old blues guy say it, actually, on stage. He said, it's musician and blues mixed together. So I thought nobody had it, so let me become it. And that's how I was born. So then I had to worry about, how do I make it? Do I just use the word bluesician? And I tried a couple of different things. Guitar, I like the color red because it popped. I had an affinity to a couple of things. And then I thought, how about a thorny red rose? Bold and unapologetic. It could be kind of like my living symbol of the journey, the grit and the grace that makes me me. The rose has long stood for passion, beauty, and love. But in the world of blues and gospel, I thought it was a little deeper. It wasn't polished. It's beat down. It's weathered. It's real. And it's the kind of bloom that grows from hard soil and long nights. It's the kind of love that's earned. So for me, the red with the cap and all is the fire of my performance, trying to give it my best to flame on. It's the tenderness of ministry that every story should be shared with some soul. And I'm hoping that this thing has a legacy. People who listen and become members and fans and storytellers like me will learn from some of the stuff that I've done and do it better. And every rose has got thorns. Thorns is just as important as the petals. They're testimony. They speak to the daily weight of being a caregiver. This stuff is kicking my butt. I've been melancholy. I've been depressed. I've been lonely. And I can't say been. I'm still on some of it, all of it. But it's showing up for your wife with tenderness and strength, even when your own spirit is beat down. For me, it's learning how to balance love and responsibility, music and ministry at 63. I've learned a lot about myself in these last 4 years. And this logo kind of shows to it. It's a pretty logo. It marks a new chapter in my life, a visual anthem for the kind of work I do, soulful, defiant, and rooted in gratitude. If it wasn't for God, I wouldn't be here. I'd lost my mind a long time ago. So whether I'm performing at the senior center, a farmer's market, and a rally, the rose goes with me. It's a symbol of connection. People kind of dig it too, to even know why they dig it. They dig it for the music, for the message. I'm representing music from the past and the present and in between. It's kind of cool. So when you see my thorny red rose, know this. It's not just decoration. It's a declaration. So now we got the new logo, right? So then I decided to go a little further and not cut out this podcast. And I said, behind the rose, digging deep into how I'm feeling day to day, digging deep into what I'm learning day to day, because it's a lot. This thing don't stop. I don't know where you are in your life, but if you want to tell me, I'm here to listen. You can email me at kenn.blanchard@gmail.com, ken.blanchard@gmail.com. And let me know where you're at in life. And also, when you're doing that, how about sending me your email address and your birthday so I can put that on my calendar and I know that you, on this date, were born. And I can send a note to you and just keep track of you if you don't mind. This is a friend thing. You don't have to. Not necessarily. No purchase necessary. That's what I wanted to say. I'll give a couple of definitions and you tell me where you're at in it. Depression, loneliness, and melancholy. Those are 3 words for this week. Depression is a serious mental health disorder marked by persistent sadness, loss of interest, and difficulty functioning in daily life. I use that word a lot, but I think I'm not depressed anymore. I was, though. I was close. I was on the edge. Loneliness, I am. It's a distressing feeling of being socially isolated or lacking meaningful connection. But it's not the loneliness that I just mentioned. Mine's a little different because there's different flavors to everything, different levels to everything. Mine's the loss. I'm still grieving the loss of my wife, who's now my patient. There's a melancholy is another definition I want to throw at you. We always talk about that one in songs. It's a deep, often reflective sadness or pensive mood, sometimes without a clear cause. That's more like me now, melancholy. But I had to look it up because I was saying I was depressed. Really, I'm melancholy. I got a sadness from the loss of stuff, of how it used to be. A lot of old guys, you'll see, a lot of older people are melancholy because they are grieving the loss of their former life. You know, though, if you get depressed, that means your mood's going to stay down there. You won't come back up. It can last months. And it's not just a passing sadness. It becomes how you are. And it can affect your sleep, your appetite, your energy, your concentration, and your motivation. It can cause you to withdraw from people and activities. That's why it's different from the other two. But I didn't know that because, again, I was close, but I wasn't there. Depression is distinct from temporary sadness, according to my definitions here. It's a diagnosable condition that can be mild, moderate, or severe. So maybe I was mildly depressed. Loneliness, though, there's different types too. There's like the physical kind, the dimensional kind, like social, and there's the emotional. I'm emotionally lonely. And loneliness is not the same as being alone. Make sure you know that too, right? Solitude can be chosen and fulfilling, while loneliness is unwanted and painful. Why am I telling you this? Because sometimes the words define us. Sometimes we get caught up in diagnosing ourselves. And, you know, the world came into being by God saying, let it be. So be careful what you say. You can kill yourself by your words. You can declare your own self, whatever, with your words. So be careful. Words kill. Words matter. And you can curse yourself with your own lips. And finally, that melancholy that I brought up. Unlike depression, according to my little Wikipedia here, it doesn't necessarily impair daily functioning. It's more of a mood or atmosphere. Historically linked to an ancient idea of black bile in humoral medicine. They thought that they could drain melancholy out of you, actually. It can be bittersweet. It can be tinged with beauty, nostalgia, or creativity. Isn't that something? So melancholy is more of a mood. Loneliness, emotional state, situational or chronic, social, emotional distress, empty, isolating, and depression is clinically disorder or clinical disorder, strongly impairs daily life, heavy consuming. Got to know the differences before you claim them for yourself. And these three overlap sometime, but they're not interchangeable. And I want you to know this stuff because you can get out of it. Yeah, you can. Depression requires professional treatment sometimes, plus some small doses of exercise, routine, and support changes. Loneliness can be fixed by just getting some meaningful connections, volunteering, and practicing self-compassion. If you want to get out of your loneliness, help somebody else. And melancholy can be transferred into reflection or creativity, or lightened through mindfulness, beauty, and community, or playing music. See where I got that? So, if you think you're depressed, if you're not feeling too good, because see, we got seasonal affective disorder right now, the sad thing happening. Seasons changing, people starting to get like downtrodden, a little bummed out. If you think you're depressed, get some help. Sometimes they actually give you medication and therapy. Exercise helps everything. It boosts your mood and your energy. If you can work on your sleep hygiene, that means getting some rest. You can regulate some of your emotions, truth. And if you got like a sleep disorder, then you got some stuff to work on because sleep deprivation can mess you up all by itself. Don't let the sleep deprivation make you suicidal. Don't let the sleep deprivation make you any more bad off than you could be. Work on that too. And then try to limit alcohol and drugs. When I was trying to self-medicate in my situation, trying to pep myself up from the mess I had to do with my wife, changing an adult diaper or feeding her through a G-tube in her stomach or cleaning up after she coughing or choking nights and waking you up from it, that stuff messes your head up. And I thought, all right, if I drink some, I tried everything. I tried some whiskey, I tried bourbon, I tried tequila, what else? Beer. And I'm not a drinker, not a big alcohol person. Oh, wine too, a whole bunch of wines. One, they either just gave me heartburn, where I had to take antacids, and or I got more sad. Didn't do the drug thing because that's not me, but none of that stuff works. Just telling you, you can cut through the cliff notes. Trust Ken on this one. The alcohol and the drugs won't make you feel any better. They come with side effects, and they can make you worse. And if you want to do some stuff in your depressed state, set some tiny achievable goals to build momentum. For me, it was playing the guitar. That got me out of being a low stature of depression. Music, being creative, helped me. This right here is therapy. Me talking about it with my trusted friends and family. So thank you for being a part of my life. If you want to get out of loneliness, according to my Wikipedia, recognize that being alone doesn't always mean being lonely. Start conversations with friends, neighbors, and coworkers. Join groups or clubs or faith-based communities, and volunteer, helping others builds belonging. You gotta have a digital balance, it says. Use social media to connect, not just scroll. Self-compassion. It's a biggie. Sometimes we can be really mean to ourselves. Treat yourself with kindness instead of judgment when loneliness arises. And try some rituals of connection, like shared meals, regular calls to people, or creative collaborations can anchor you, bring you back. And if you're melancholy like your brother, accept it and channel it. Melancholy isn't always negative. It can fuel art, music, and reflection. Practices like meditation or prayer can help you sit with the feeling without being consumed by it. That I am learning. It says here also to write, paint, or play music to give shape to the mood. Counter melancholy with beauty, walks in nature, uplifting music, or time with loved ones. If you got some loved ones. That's all good stuff. It's all called coping. And I want you to make it because we're all in the same world, going through the same thing at different times in our life. And if this comes up to you, I want you to be armed with some stuff that you can use. I don't care how bad it looks. I'm learning that, like the seed of this rose plant, there's a time when you get planted in darkness. And it's not forever. It can take a long time, though. And you won't see much benefit. But don't let it destroy you. As long as you are still alive, there's a chance. As long as you have another day, there is a chance. And it's the hope of blooming that you're striving for. It's the hope that whatever you're going through right now won't last forever. It's just temporary, even though the long temporary is possible too. But it'll change. It will. It's just how life is. Stuff will happen, but it won't stay there. Just give it a chance. And just in case nobody else has told you this today, I love you. And I appreciate you listening. I appreciate you being here. And you didn't have to do anything about it to make it happen. Ain't a damn thing you can do about how I feel about you. Okay? Until next time. Shalom, baby.